Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. I'm back with Komal today. So, Komal is an entrepreneur and one of the buddies from the book project of ours, which is called 30 Ways to Get Inspired. And that's how we connect. I connected with Komal, and that's the reason I'm really having this session. So, thank you very, very much, Komal, for joining me in. It's really a pleasure to have you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Lakshita. I'm happy to be a part of this. Never done this before, not been a part of a podcast, but definitely love to, interact with you and understand further.
Again, thank you very much for joining. So, before we begin in and get into a new conversation, Komal, it would be great if you can
Yes.
introduce yourself and what you do.
Right. So I'm an entrepreneur and I started in 2015 with my mother. I'm a co-founder of a brand called Nutrezy. We are into healthy snacking and now we aim to bring healthy products to our consumers. Most of our products are plant-based. Our focus is to bring products that are high in nutrition but also great in taste. And these products are mainly not just focused on workout centric or people who are only looking for fitness, but it ranges from children to adults. We want to capture a larger sector there. For us in Nutrezy basically stands for nutrition made easy. So where we try to focus on every ingredient that gives you some nutritional value. Basically, our first three variants are protein bars that we have launched, nutrition bars per se. They have 8 to 10 grams protein per serving, so it can be had by children as well. So it's not only focused for for someone who's working out or someone who is focused on an athletic activity, etc. And yeah, so we want to bring more and more products like this. We are going to be launching few vegan products as well. We want to go the plant way, focus on more green nutrition. And yeah, that's about me. And my mother with me has partnered and we started this company together. She is the brain behind this, and I'm the one taking it forward. So the recipes and everything else is curated by her. And, I try to add my nutrition, whatever I have studied. I've done an MBA in healthcare. So I come up with that background knowledge of what is the right mix of products. You need to have the right amount of protein, carbs, nutrition should be like equalized for your daily intake. So we try to focus and bring products that are healthy and tasty.
Great, great. Really glad to hear that. And so it was just a your mother's idea to do something as this, and then you were like, okay, let's do it together. That's how it started, right?
No, that's not actually how it started. It started as it's a story which there are two stories to it. One is my mom lost her father at a very young age, and it was all because of unhealthy eating habits, and that made her realize that every meal should have a balance. And if she wants her family to live healthy and stay longer, they she has to focus on nutrition. So that's when she started curating these health, like every meal in our house is like having a balanced protein carb ratio, vitamin ratio. So we started thinking more about it, and I myself was an unhealthy child, like to completely I would love junk. Even though mama told me you shouldn't have this, I would still have a lot of junk. So it was a transformation change for me. And I know how hard it is to be in a journey from being an oversized person to coming back to where you are right now. Like if you're fit, you should be fit mentally, also physically. So it was a transformational journey for me, and that's when I realized like healthy eating should be incorporated, and I want to promote that. So it was like a story which mama had, and it was my dream as well to like bring products and make everyone aware that today how important it is to like at a young age to start healthy. Because if you're not healthy at a young age, you can totally have a very bad lifestyle. Today most of the diseases we hear of are all lifestyle diseases, be it children having diabetes to a lot of India also is moving towards a diabetic nation.
Yeah.
So it was important to get that solved, and we are trying to bring our part to the society by making them a little more aware that it's more important to eat healthy.
Hmm. And how does it, like how was the initial days when it was started, and
Yeah.
how were things happening?
So initially, it was is this regarding my journey or is it regarding my startup? So it's basically like when we started off in 2015, I completed my MBA in healthcare, and then that's when we decided that I wanted to have my own company then, and I decided that we should do a lot more research on products that are palatable, because the customers always think that having healthy is not going to taste good. So we did a lot of research. 1.5 years went into like you know a lot of research on what kind of products should be there in the market and what is not there, and what we think is healthy and how we should project it. So we did a good amount of research. We collaborated with few research scientists, food scientists, who helped us to put these formulations together. And it took a while to like get it to the market. Even now the industry is nascent, it's very nascent, it's just 10 years young, and there's a lot more for it. Like we are still not ready for a functional food segment. We're not still ready for a market which is completely thinking about healthy food. But I think it's good that it's growing. It's There's no stopping here. It's only going to go above and beyond from here. And knowing that you are also promoting plant food, and I think that is the way forward. So hoping that we can try to educate and make people aware that this is what we should be moving towards.
Yeah, totally, totally. Um, and what were the issues? With some issues you found while making, and while you what were the issues your mother found while making those products of what were the things happening and all of that?
So honestly, we wanted to launch 5 variants to start with, and we made 20 variants to come down to five. And we were still not sure whether, we did like a test marketing, and we did give it to friends and family to try it out before we got it to the market. But yeah, the difficulty was, just making the customers really understand that this is a product you can have in between meals, because we don't make meal replacers, but we make like midday snacking. Like, you can have it in the night, in between your lunchtime, or have it alongside your meal. But yeah, I mean, I think because a lot of us have a very closed mindset on probably just eating a conventional way. I think these kind of products are still moving in. I think now there is like a lot of understanding where people know that this is something that they can have. They carry it to work. You should not. I mean, they are understanding that junk is not good for you. So I think that education of these products to the customer, that was a little difficult, conveying the message that what is to be eaten at what time. I think everyone has a very it's a very personal thing. So it was difficult to bring it in the minds of the customers that this is something you can have. So I think that was hard. And yeah, obviously, it's like we thought this was the best for the market, but again, it's upon the taste or who likes it. But luckily, I think whatever we launched was liked by people, and we were like glad that we could bring more products. Along with bars, we moved forward to like cereals, protein chocolates, and now we're coming up with some like a very exciting range which will launch end of this month, which should be completely focused on vegan food. So
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah.
And
So
great, great. Yeah, really, really glad that you shared it. So, and what's the reason you taking company and moving towards more plant food and more vegan food? What's the reason for that?
There's a lot of science behind this, Lakshya. Basically, what we realized is the market. If you see dairy, India has been a nation that has been consuming dairy since years and years, and I don't think like they are so. Like I don't know how they would even take the plant food, honestly. But we do consume a lot of vegetables. We all are vegetarian, and we've realized that dairy is very hard to digest. It is not something that can be digested very easily. Now, there will be a old school of thought of people saying that, Indians have been having dairy, and there's nothing that can, spoil our system. But it's proven by a lot of athletes. We have done a very, detailed study with few athletes that we're working with. I don't want to disclose their names, but yeah, we've seen the performance difference in comparison to having whey towards plant protein. We have pea protein isolate as well that we manufacture. So their performance, the way they have reacted after having it, it's much lighter. They don't feel bloated. So I feel our our motto is to like bring plant-based food because we know it digests faster. It gives you the protein content dissolves in your bloodstream faster than what dairy would. So this was why we decided that okay, it would probably take some time for people to understand, but eventually once they consume it, they will see the difference. So it's a matter of time that they will realize.
Yeah, yeah, and I totally agree. As a food a vegan food entrepreneur, I just agree with you
Yeah.
that it, of course, in the start it takes time for people. As we also started like the similar way, people were very
Yes.
we didn't think and all of that, and they were like, oh, it would taste weird. And when they started using it slowly and steadily, they don't understand it's like normal food. Of course, there are some taste differences, wouldn't deny that. But when you use it in something, the taste is very very. Uh, thoda sa there is some taste which could taste like the nut which you're adding in. So yeah,
Right, right. So this is what we saw as well because pea protein is a lot more granular than whey. Whey is very smooth, and dairy is that way. It tastes good, so people love it eventually, but it's not that good for your body. So
yeah,
that's why we said, it's maybe it'll take time. It'll take time, but yeah, I think people will start adapting to it.
yeah, yeah, totally, they will. So anything, any kind of thoughts you would like to share, or any kind of message you'd like to share to entrepreneurs or anybody who wishes to get into the food sector of health and wellness and holistic approach towards food and all of that? What would be your thing to your message to them?
Just tell them, just get in there, get your hands dirty, put yourself through that rigid process of, fighting with the customers, making them understand what is healthy. Because today there are very few, to be honest, very like even if you take India per se, the amount of population that we have towards the number of healthy food entrepreneurs that we have who are getting plant food is very few, and the more we have, the more we educate. They're always welcome, and it would be nice to have more players, because now if you see like the products that are on the shelf, if they are unhealthy, you know them because they've been there for a while, and we have multiple players. But in vegan food, or when it comes to plant-based food, the players are very few. And how much can these few players bring to the society? I mean, we are trying our best, but more is always welcome. And I think it would be a community to kind of thrive for tomorrow. So hoping that we have some more, and I would definitely wish them luck. you know Come, bring your ideas. I think it's just the start. It's very nascent, and with plant-based food, you can do a lot more than what's in the market. There's a lot, which is, in other countries are so much more, they have like graduated totally with plant-based food, but India is still like, in, in the stage of, if you say you're in school, they have already reached the graduation. So
Right.
it's like there's a lot more to do here. And I think we will get there. I mean, we have a lot of young entrepreneurs. I don't think any other country now has this population that the average age is 26, and knowing that India is also thriving with entrepreneurs, I think it's a good trend. We definitely like to have a lot more with us,
Totally.
joining us.
Yeah, I think totally, totally. So thank you very much, Komal, for spending your time out. It was wonderful to talk to you. Thank you very much for sharing about your startup. Thank you very much again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.